G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Steve Christensen, the self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School down here, inviting you to come and be one of our students. You can do it online, you can do it in a class here, scoopschool.com, check it out. I do want to thank our episode sponsor, which is iRice & Co, based out of Philadelphia. Look, they made a name for themselves with water ices, but now do some of the best hot fudge, hot caramel, base flavorings, ingredients that you'll ever want to taste. Rod Oranger is the man there. Super nice guy, great industry legend knowledge, and he's willing to help you with whatever you need. iriceco.com is the website, iriceco.com. Links down here. Thank you everybody at iRice for your episode sponsorship. Now, I do want to talk a little bit in this episode about safety grills. And I'm not talking about the ones you put on the teeth or the ones you do some barbecuing on. Don't need any comments about throw another shrimp on the barbie. Get a lot of those Australian colloquialisms that really not as funny as you probably think they are. Anyway, look. Most equipment, if not all equipment these days, will have some form of what we call a safety grill or a safety pin, a series of pins. This is the front plate for a Stolting frozen custard machine, and you can see, you may not be able to see it within the front, now you can see it a little bit there, but in the back you can certainly get a good idea, is that this process here is to stop you, your managers, your employees, any old numbskull from sticking digits, spatulas, whatever, up into the rotating portion of the beater shaft, the evaporator, the freezing cylinder, whatever you want to call it. When that dash is turning here on the back side of this plate, you don't want to be sticking anything solid up in there. It obviously is a huge danger to yourself physically if you're putting fingers up there. It's a danger to food safety if you're putting spatulas up there, and that's one of the reasons why the industry pretty well has embraced now that you must have these safety pins on there. Here's another example. This is the front door of a Carpigiani batch freezer, heavy, and here is the safety grill right here. Now, a couple of things that you need to be aware of when you're dealing with this. Number one is, don't get a grinder and grind it out. You would be surprised how many ice cream shops I've been to where they've basically tried to hide the front door of the batch freezer because someone's taken an angle grinder and ground away the safety pins. I'll tell you right now, if you or one of your employees, particularly one of your employees, is injured and you've modified the safety mechanism of that freezer, then you're in a world of hurt. They'll be in a world of hurt, you'll be in a world of hurt. They're there for a reason. They're there to keep products safe. They're there to keep your employees safe. So don't cut them away. If you're looking to buy a used batch freezer, custard machine, and you see that they've been ground off, it's really not safe. You may want to talk to the manufacturer about buying a new door, but you'd never want to use a machine that has had any kind of safety apparatus like that grill, finger guard, safety guard taken out. Secondly, another thing you'll need to be aware of is that because you've impeded the flow of product that's coming out of the front door, particularly of your batch freezer, you may want to think about what you're putting into the batch freezer. Just about to cough. Excuse me. What you're putting into the batch freezer and whether it will come out of the front door. So in this example, if I'm putting at the end of my batch a whole bunch of full-size Oreos, there is no way that a full-size Oreo is ever making its way through this safety grill. You also need to be aware of that when it comes to sanitizing the machine and also purging or flushing the machine after you sanitize. Particularly on the smaller machines with the smaller grills. I know on some of the custard machines that if you sanitize this barrel and then turn the freezing mechanism on, the sanitizer, the residue of the sanitizer that's left in the barrel, gets actually frozen into chunks and stuck behind this safety grill here, and it impedes frozen custard and other frozen product coming out through that grill. So it's there for a reason, it's there for your safety. Don't take it off. If it has been taken off, get a new door from the manufacturer. You don't want to be in a situation where someone gets injured because the safety mechanisms weren't put in place. And secondly, be aware of anything that goes into that batch freezer in the freezing process needs to come out that door. Now you might find that on some models and some manufacturers the spaces are a little bit wider and there are other mechanisms to stop you putting your hands in. Good to have a look at that in the process of selecting a batch freezer or a custard machine. You typically don't see them too much on soft serve machines because the spigot mechanism doesn't allow you to stick anything up there anyway. But a little bit of advice there on safety grills for batch freezers and custard machines. Look, thank you very much for joining us in this episode. If you have a question, a conundrum, comment, concern about the ice cream business that you'd like us to tackle, go to scoopschool.com, drop us a message, steve@scoopschool.com. Thank you again to our episode sponsor, iRice, and all the crew there at iRice. Keep on scooping, folks. We'll see you in the next video.